Oh, that infinite focus.
Kevin, this is Oleg Kalugin, one of my heroes, former Major General, former Deputy in Parliament, elected by the Russian people, and the author of the first directorate, which is what taught me about how the Russians used open sources as spies. My saying is, don't send a spy where a schoolboy can go. Well, Oleg and I have both been there. And this, of course, is the man who did the last, the American Great White Hope, the last drug war, the American drug war, which I was in.
So I never knew Julia Childs was a spy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
This is a Soviet section. Dzerzhinsky, Lenin, Trotsky, all the murderous events which took place at that time.
So what's the significance of what we're looking at here?
Oh, that's from because Dzerzhinsky, the founder of KGB.
Oh, wow.
And of course Joseph Stalin, Lenin, the founder of the Soviet state. So it's a kind of some of the true, genuine stuff.
So how close do you think we actually came to having a real nuclear war? How close do you think Russia really ever came to having a nuclear war with America?
It was during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Right, yeah. That's
the only
as close
time.
As it got. Yeah.
It just came out that the Americans almost launched nuclear missiles out of Okinawa.
That's right.
And a young captain stopped that.
What year was that?
So there was a Soviet submarine captain that stopped in the Cuban Missile Crisis, but there was also a young American captain on Okinawa that refused an order to launch nuclear bombs on Russia in 1962, I think it was.
See, so this is some of the history of intelligence, imperial, British, French, whatever they could manage. That's the history of espionage, actually.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh, secret history of history.
So in other words, we were spying on the Russians, and the Russians were spying on us.
No, Americans never had any. Before 1953, the United States did not have a single source in the USSR.
Really?
We had over 300 in the United States.
Starting when did you have sources?
Oh, from the 20s.
From the 20s? Yeah. So you were already there before World War II.
Sure, yeah.
Wow, so
well, this is the umbrella. Who wanted to see the umbrella?
Well, I guess I did. I wanted to see the umbrella.
That's it. Bulgarian umbrella.
So tell me about it. Like, how did it work?
Well, it's used as a regular umbrella, but see, there's a special device, and if you walk, you come as close as to this lady,
right?
And open it, and before you open, you just press the button.
So it was like a gun?
Right.
Oh, so that's an air cartridge?
Oh, that's right.
That's an air cartridge. So it's like a little BB gun. Like a pellet gun.
And a pellet gun, yeah.
And so there was
penetrates, and within you feel a little, something.
So there's like a little plutonium pellet that went in the tip there.
That's right.
So did you have anything to do with the planning of this or the inventing of this, or?
No, I was not. That was not I just learned about it when I was in a drop-off office, and Khrushchev, KGB chief of intelligence, he said the Bulgarians wanted us Russians to help them get rid of Markov, who had been lover of Bulgarian president daughter, and now he is traitor, and they want to get rid of him. And Andropov, in my presence, said, I'm against political assassinations. And Khrushchev said, but listen, if we deny the Bulgarians, his assistance, this will lead to, a chief of intelligence, he'll be simply fired by the Bulgarian leadership. They say the Russians do not trust him. And then Andropov said, give them all we have in terms of technical support, but no involvement, period. And that's how it happened.
Well, so whose decision was it to use this contraption?
Who's what?
Whose decision was it to use this umbrella to kill Markov?
It was KGB's, not Bulgarian.
And had this umbrella ever been used to kill anybody else before Markov?
Not that I know.
So they, I mean, like a James Bond movie, they invented this umbrella just for Markov?
Well, because he lived in London, you know.
So they thought this
umbrella
would be, yeah. So they built a pellet gun. So basically, it's a pellet gun.
Pellet gun,
It's a pellet
absolutely.
gun. They
Just
shot him in the
covered
leg.
yeah.
They got him like right here.
Yeah, and covered.
Now, how long after they shot it did he
It
get sick?
takes several hours before
So he got sick
he
within
feels
hours.
something, just like some.
Yeah.
And then walks, several hours later he'll just start dying.
So how soon? How long did it take him to die after he got shot?
5-6 hours.
That's all. Wow. And how long did it take them to figure out that it was some plutonium pellet from the
Well,
Soviet
I
Union?
do not know. I was not involved in the preparation stage. I was just familiar.
But I mean, back
Actually,
in.
at some point, the Bulgarian president invited me
But so
to tell
it.
the story, and I was a guest of the president.
But it was in London that they maybe did an autopsy, and they said, "What is
In
like?" They
London,
couldn't
they
figure
could
out.
not find anything.
Yeah, I know.
It took several
You're on
weeks.
TV over here.
It took several weeks before one of the British physicians, just because of strange death of not Markov, but this guy,
Wow.
Litvinenko. He was also killed, by Polony.
So I guess you're on TV in here. That's you in here, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's about seduction. How one lady wanted to seduce me.
This is yeah.
Well, I needed it for this. Had I come at 9
When did you film this?
Oh, that was taken some 15 years ago.
15 years
Someone
ago.
else would come and, I'll be arrested on the spot. Maybe black.
So you had some fun times as a spy, right?
Oh,
Come
yeah,
on,
sure.
come on. You had some fun times, yeah. They weren't all.
I'll call them and I pick up the phone as
Wow.
I said, don't do that. I want it between us. I said, listen, I'm not a specialist. This is wrong. And I said, okay, let's have a drink first. We're going to drink. And then I said, you know what? I'm sorry, but I have another engagement. I have to run. Many years later, when I felt as though I had to keep on. Well, see all these pictures. It was. I found the places, and the photographer came, and they would take all these pictures, and I would simply provide explanations. That's entirely my own. It's how to, use dead drops, how to signal, how to avoid surveillance, detect surveillance.
So who was making this stuff up? Like who was coming up with like? I mean,
Who?
were these like? Who was inventing these plans? Like who was coming up with these plans?
Who would?
Who was coming up with these ideas of how to do things?
Well, I did come.
Yeah.
I mean, I was asked, well, how do you conduct operations? Well, I said dead drops, personal meetings. Well, could you make some sort of a visual? I said, okay, I found places which I was familiar with or knew how to do it, and then they took pictures of it.
Wow. Nice.
So I was consulting advisor. This is East German, sort of
Wow.
place how, actually no, it's not. It's how they would take people out of East Germany who wanted to defect.
Wow. That does not look comfortable.
No, not at all.
Wow.
We started losing some of our best sources who were Soviet officials.
And here, well, you've been here before.
No.
No?
No. But it's good. Peter's done a good job.
Yeah, sure. Well, this is a very special section. Well, all these special devices, including secret writing inks, detection kits, and all this stuff. Double shoes with, containing stuff inside.
So there's another umbrella for the. That was for taking pictures.
That's part of the.
Wow. Can only imagine what they have today.
Yeah. See. Oh,
Nice.
in the shoe.
Oh, the Get Smart foot. Yeah, it's just like Get Smart. Oh my God.
Also, they do have Get Smart.
That gets the shoe. No,
Shoe,
that's the real
yeah,
deal though.
sure.
That's the real. Remember how he'd make phone calls with his shoe?
Okay.
So could you put down a lot of vodka, Oleg?
Huh?
In your day, could you drink quite a bit of vodka?
Well, I never was a fan of vodka. I preferred wine.
Oh, you're more a wine guy. Okay,
And
that's right, because you're an English.
my father was not a drinker either. And well, beer, wine, that's it.
But
First,
we
first
always-
time I had a drink which I hated in the beginning was gin martini.
Yeah.
Straight up in New York, just across from Columbia University. There was a bar. My bosses told me in Moscow, go around, go places, watch how Americans live, what they drink, what they eat. Just get used to it. We'll pay for it, no problems,
Nice.
I was free to
But
do
see, in
that.
America, we're raised to think that Russians are like all Russians can drink tons of vodka.
Well, I can actually,
Yeah?
but I never was fond of vodka. That's not my.
My dad was a big vodka drinker.
Really?
Keep it moving, guys. It's good.
Yeah, this looks good.
Oh, by the way, this is an interesting
Oh
piece.
yeah.
You know what's that? That's a quote over the head of the U.S. ambassador in Moscow. It was a gift from the kids, Russian kids.
Right.
But actually, there was a listening device behind.
Oh, so it was a gift from Russians.
Yeah,
So
sure.
how did they give that to the
The
Russians?
kids
to get,
came to in 1946. Or what was it?
Oh, so the kids were a plant.
Yeah, 46, that's correct. They give it as a gratitude for America's assistance in World War II.
Wow.
And that was a gift from Russian kids, But they did not know, the kids, that there was a special device listening. And it was used for many years, up till 52, right? 6 years.
So we were right to not trust the Russians.
Well, right. Right, I know.
Well, the Chinese as well.
Yeah, actually,
Chinese
in that
managed to
sense,
plug an embassy
America
with
was
ceramics.
always, America in many ways
be
was
detected by metal.
naive in terms of, intelligence and all other tricks. It's a different country, different psychology.
Yeah.
Well, again, we go down to history, and now we'll go.
Wish to conduct offensive battle.
Underground, whatever.
Oh, it has to do with the actual building, huh?
That's why that's an old building, so they thought that's move up.
Is he here, Trey?
Hey, Kevin? Kevin? Kevin?
Yes.
You might want to consider leaving her with him and she walks back to the hotel because
Nah, she's got to go with us.
all right, in 10 minutes we're in trouble.